For today, we'll continue with understanding consumer behavior, the influences on consumer behavior, and the consumer buying process. Okay, so these two topics. Okay, so let's take a look at what does it mean by consumer behavior. Based on the textbook, consumer behavior is a study of decision process by which people buy and consume products. Okay, so this buying behavior of consumer is the decision processes and the action of people involved in buying and using the products. They buy and they use the product. Okay, so we need to understand certain concepts. Okay, we need to know why consumers make the purchases that they make. Okay, what are the factors that influence consumer purchases? Sometimes we as marketers, we do not know among the reason why did the consumer purchase the product. Okay, so we need to know we need to understand the consumer. Okay, what are among the factors that influence them to purchase, to buy certain product or services. And another concept that we need to know is the changing factors in our society. Okay, so many factors, specifications and characteristics influence this individual, and the decision making process is based on those factors. Okay, the shopping habits also based on those factors, purchasing behavior, the brands he buys or the retailers he goes. Okay, so these are among the factors. Okay, they are led by the culture, the subculture, the social class, okay, their membership groups, their own family, his own personality, okay, his psychological factors, okay, the environment that he is in during that particular time. Okay, and these are among the factors that will influence the consumer purchases. So as the marketers, as a company, we need to understand, we need to identify the factors that influence these customers purchasing purchase decision, so that we can grab the opportunity to develop a strategy, a marketing message, a marketing strategy, advertising campaign. Yes, so that will have more efficient and more in line with the needs and the ways of thinking of the target consumers. Yes, so we need to know those factors that lead to their purchases so that we can develop our own strategy, our own marketing strategy to attract the customers to buy our product. Right. There are four major factors that influences on consumer behavior, which are psychological, personal, social, and cultural influences. These factors will cause the consumers to develop product and brand preferences. Okay, which product that they prefer, which brand that they love most. Okay, although many of these factors cannot be directly controlled by marketers, as I said earlier, but we need to understand their impact is essential in marketing mix strategies. All right, so we can develop the marketing mix strategies to appeal to the preferences of the target market. Let's take a look at the first factor that influences on consumer behavior, which is psychological influences. So if you look at the explanation in the textbook, psychological influences include an individual's motivations, perceptions, ability to learn, and attitudes that marketers use to study buying behavior. So it affecting the purchase decision of the consumer. Include these few things. The motivations by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The perception, the learning, beliefs and attitudes. So as a marketer, we need to know which people are involved in the buying decision and what role each person plays. So that the marketing strategies that we want to develop can also be aimed at these people. So motivation is what will drive consumers to develop a purchasing behavior. All right, your motivation to buy things. What are the factors that motivate you to buy things? It is usually working at a subconscious level and is often difficult to measure. So this level of motivation also affects the buying behavior of the consumers. So every person has different needs, such as physiological needs, biological needs, social needs, etc. So the nature of this need is that some of them are most pressing, while others are least pressing. Your motivation to buy, let's say, a laptop. You need the laptop. You are motivated to buy laptop because of what? It is your need. The nature of this need becomes a motive that will give you pressure to buy things, to seek satisfaction. All right. And then if we talk about perceptions, so perception is something to do with the individual itself, how they select, how they interpret the information that they received from the seller. Something that makes sense. Your perception about the product that will lead you to purchase the products or services. All right. So here the consumer will select, they will interpret the information, and then from this information it is called the perception. It is called the perception, in which they will select, all right, based on the attention given to certain products. They will maybe distort. So you don't want you perceive the product is not at a good quality, so you will remove the product out of your mind. But then if you perceive the product is of good quality, of high quality, so you will retain the perception, you will retain the product in your mind, and it will lead to the purchase. All right. There are some of it. What else? In psychological influences, we have ability to learn. All right. Learning usually is through action. So usually learning is something to do with experience. The experiences that you gather after you try the product, for example, or after you try the product. For example, if let's say you went to a supermarket and you're given milk, for example, and after drinking the milk you feel sick, and then you have that negative experience, and you feel sick, you will associate that milk that you have drank with the state of discomfort. And then therefore you don't buy milk anymore, for example, or for that particular brand. So that's about learning, something to do with experiences. And we have beliefs and attitudes. Beliefs is something that it is also through experiences, through learning, or through the external influences, from your family, friends, from your colleagues. So you will develop these beliefs that will give effect, that will affect your buying behavior. Okay, so since the beliefs, the attitudes, okay, make up brand image. For example, okay, your beliefs of certain brands. Okay, you will buy certain brands because of you believe that brands, for example, the skincare brand, you believe that brands will help to remove the impurities on your skin, for example. Okay, so however, as a marketer, we can change that belief through marketing, through advertisement, through campaign. We can change it, and we can change the belief. It is changed from time to time, and that's why if you look at women, for example, we as women, okay, previously we are using, let's say during my study, I'm using what is the name, Olay, for example, and I'm using because of my mom is selling Avon and Nutromatics. I'm using that too. And then when I work, starting to work, I am using SK2, for example. And so it changed. All right, and then now I'm using Mary Kay, for example, and probably it will be change. It will change at the end of this year, tomorrow, next week, for example. Yes, so that is because of the beliefs and the attitudes. All right. Second factor that influences on consumer behavior is personal influences. It includes lifestyle, personality, economic status that marketers use to study buying behavior. So it includes this variable. Other than lifestyle, other than personality, economic status, we have occupation, personality, and self-concept. Okay, so lifestyle includes activities that they are doing daily, for example, the interests, their opinions, and the demographics. Okay, so these may explain why the preferences of the consumer, of the customer, often change as the situation changes. All right, lifestyle, for example, it will change from time to time. Okay, economic status, economic circumstances also will change from time to time. Okay, let's take a look at what is it? The lifestyle. All right. Okay, so lifestyle of us individual includes all of the activities, okay, the interests, values, and opinions. Okay, so this lifestyle of the consumer will influence his behavior to purchase. All right, for example, a consumer with a healthy and balanced lifestyle, okay, they will prefer to eat organic foods, and they will go to specific grocery stores, for example, Jaya Grocer or any other grocer, to buy, not Park Grocer, right, to buy the organic products. Okay, and they will maybe do some jogging regularly. Okay, and therefore they will buy shoes, sport shoes, shoes that is suitable for jogging, for exercise, the clothes or any specific products. That is the lifestyle. If we look at the economic status or the circumstances of the economic situation, for example, if the individual, the consumers, they have a high income or they have a lot of savings, they will purchase more expensive products. All right, let's say for cooking, the pot whatsoever. Currently, the viral pot is Le Creuset LC. They have stock. They have what else? As compared to the middle level or middle level income or lower level income, they buy, let's say, what is the brand? Giacomo, for example, still expensive, maybe the middle level income, all right, but for high level income they will go for LC, for example. Okay, so this low income or middle level income consumer, they will purchase the inexpensive product. So this is the economic status. Other than that, we have the personality. Okay, it is based on the psychological or physiological characteristics of the individuals. Okay, it is based on some traits such as confidence, their confidence, the sociability, their autonomy, charisma, their openness to others, shyness, curiosity, adaptability. Okay, it is based on the traits. Okay, so for example, if Apple launch its product, for example, and it cultivates an image of innovation, creativity, boldness, all right, which is able to attract consumers who identify to these values and who feel valued. So there will be this group of people who will buy Apple, based on their own personality. But other consumers, they would not go for Apple. They think they don't have that innovation a feeling for innovation, or for the creativity or singularity, the uniqueness of the Apple product, for example. So that is personality. What else do we have here? Occupation. All right. Okay, lecturers, teachers, they will buy what kind of clothes? Maybe for female, they will buy a three-piece suit, wearing skirts, wearing baju kurung. But those who work as, let's say, doctors, they may just buy the more simplest clothes, as they need to wear lab coat, for example. All right, they need to wear a uniform. All right, so it is different from one consumer to another consumer based on their occupation. Okay, what else do we have here? We have the age, all right, the demographics, the age of a person. You will buy different things at the 20th 20 years old, or you will not buy the same thing. If, let's say, you are now 20s, all right, so 20s, these youngsters, they will buy certain things. You will buy, let's say, for pajamas, you will buy pajamas, for example, t-shirt. But then for 70 years old ladies, they may wear kain batik, all right, for nightwear. All right, so it is different based on the age. All right, the lifestyle is different, the values is different, environment is different, the activities, hobbies, the habit is different. Okay, so age will have a potential impact on the consumer buying behavior. Okay, some of us, the life cycle, for example, okay, we are young singles. Okay, So what do we buy when we are young single? We'll buy a single bed, for example. But if we are married couples, we'll buy queen or king bed. All right, unmarried couples, okay, also king queen bed. All right, what else? Okay, so these are the things with demographic. Different personal different demographic, they will tend to buy different things. If previously we eat fast food, but now we eat healthier food, for example. So that's the difference between those things. That is for personal influences. The third factor that influences on consumer behavior is social influences. Social means outside influences. They include the family, opinion leaders. Opinion leaders are people whose opinions are sought by others. Okay? And such reference groups as friends, co-workers, and professional associates. Okay, so these social factors explains the outside influences of others on our purchase decisions, either directly or indirectly. In our daily life, okay, in a college life, okay, most of the time your friends will influence your decision making to purchase the product, to purchase the food or not, to purchase the clothes or not, to either go to uh, go to classes by Grab or by bus. All right, yes, they will influence your decision making for a purchase. But at home, currently at home, okay, who is the most influenced at home? Yeah, our family, our mom, especially our dad, okay, our sisters, our brother. They will influence the most on our decision making on purchasing. All right, okay. So let's take a look at, let's say if you want to buy clothes, all right, for Hari Raya, most of the time your mom, okay, will make the decision making, or your decision making is influenced by your mom. All right, and then if let's say you need to buy a shoes, for example, you need to buy shoes, right? Also, your mom will influence your decision making to purchase which one. As for me, till now, my mom has the most influence on my decision making on purchasing things, especially on clothes. Especially on the colors, on the design of the clothes, of the kain for making baju kurung, for example. But then, for a handbag, for especially for handbag, it will be influenced by my colleagues, my friends, all right. And then for food, most of the time it is influenced by my husband, my neighbor, for example, because of those promotion, because of those advertisement, because of those word of mouth. All right, okay, so that is called social influence. Okay, okay, and then we'll move to the last one on cultural influences afterwards. The last factor influences on consumer behavior is cultural influences. It includes culture, subculture, and the social class. What are in the culture itself? It is the way of living that distinguishes one large group from another. Okay, that is culture. Subculture, smaller groups within the shared values, and the social class is the cultural ranking of groups according to such criteria as background, occupation, and income. So culture, why culture is important? Why is it the factor that will influence the consumer behavior? It is very crucial. It is very important when it comes to understanding the needs and behavior of an individual, based on culture. Okay, because basically culture is the part of every society. Okay, and it is important, and it is the important cause of person, wants, and behavior. Okay, so buying behavior will vary from one country to another based on their culture, based on their norms, based on their values, based on their preferences, based on their common behavior, since young. All right. So let me give you an example of uh, McDonald and KFC. They are very good at it. They are very good at adapting culture, different culture to with in different countries. As for McDonald's, if in India, they will offer uh, burger with these spices. They have chicken Maharaja Mac, they have masala grilled chicken. As for Japan, they will have mega teriyaki burger. They will have gura koro with macaroni. As in Malaysia, what do we have in Malaysia for for burger? We have mac chicken, we have beef, we have basically all, but then they will adapt to Malaysian culture with spicy of spices and all those sauces. All right, as for KFC, currently they have nasi ayam with kari atok. All right, that is adapting the culture. Okay, so this adaptation of culture will influence the consumer to buy. And let's say nasi ayam kari atok at KFC. All right, okay, or previously they have ayam goreng tom yum. Okay, and McDonald, they have very spicy, I can't remember, I can't recall the name, very spicy chicken, in which Malaysian they eat spicy food. Alright, so this is in terms of cultural influences, alright, that the marketers need to adapt to in their marketing strategy.